So we are standing by with new Giants tight end Darren Waller joining us here at the Giants facility. Appreciate you joining me.
No problem, no problem.
So I was looking over your career last night, and you've definitely endured like a lot of instability and change when you're just thinking about the amount of coaches you've been through with Gruden, Bisaccia, McDaniels, and now Dable, obviously going through the injuries with the ankle, the knee, and the hamstring, change agents, and all that other stuff. So I feel like fans sometimes out there take for granted just what upheaval does to a player. So can you just put in your own words how you feel like it impacted you from a inconsistency standpoint, change, and just how upheaval impacted your overall life?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you're something like a trade happens, you're uprooted from your comfort, your routines, things that you're used to doing. You can kind of predict things, you know how to react to certain things. But when you're put in a new environment, those things change. You got to figure out where the cafeteria is at. You got to figure out where the meeting rooms are, not let alone an offense and your way around the city. And, new in marriage and navigating that moving forward. So it's a lot of change, and it can be difficult. And that's why, for me, it's like, having a relationship with God, because like I feel like in those situations I don't necessarily always have the answers, but in those times it's like, okay, like I have faith that this will work out, these things will work for my good ultimately, and try to rest in that.
I love that. I love that. And speaking of marriage, I know that you were very adamant that nothing was going to stop you from getting married to Kelsey Plum during the bye week last year. And I'm just curious from a personal standpoint, how did marriage just even settle you and just, participate in your evolution and progress as a man?
Yeah, I mean, it gives you a lifelong partner, somebody that's in your corner, no matter if you go out there and every pass hits off your chest and hits on the ground. You got somebody there that doesn't care about those things. They care about you, love you unconditionally, and you navigate the challenges of life just as friends, as lovers, as partners. And I don't think there's anything that's more valuable than that. And it gives me an opportunity to grow in leadership. I feel like in football I always questioned like where my role in leadership came, but as I've realized like that I lead in my marriage, I feel like I've been able to become more comfortable in finding my leadership niche as a teammate on the Giants.
Oh, that's interesting. So you feel like just kind of adopting and finding your role in the household has allowed you to kind of grow into that role on the field.
Yeah, I feel like you start there, and it trickles into every other part of your life. So I feel like your marriage, like if your marriage isn't going that great, it's going to affect the rest of your life. Because that's the main thing. That's the priority, and I feel like my marriage has been so like productive and so helpful and so challenging in a positive way that it translates into other areas of my life.
And speaking of marriage, obviously you had a very fruitful relationship with Derek Carr, 1,100 plus seasons back to back, 2019, 2020. But now you've got that new connection with Daniel Jones. And I'm curious, what excites you about your connection with Daniel, or even just surprised you about DJ when you came here?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like just watching like on TV, I feel like Daniel's he's like a focused guy. Really probably more quiet, a little bit more introverted, but you see like his personality come out with guys that he's around and that he trusts and that he is working with and working towards a common goal with. And it's really been fun. There's no real ego involved with him. He's working hard. He's trying to just get to the solution, like whether it's something that he may have to do different, something that I may have to do different, whatever it takes for us to get to where we want to go and make a play work, make a drive work. He's all about it, and I love his attitude.
Okay, but I mean, there has to be something that surprised you, or maybe because he's so low key, I feel like he tries to shy in terms of, showing some things to us or what have you. So is there something that you can share that you just seen from him behind the scenes where you're like, oh, no, people don't know about that side about you, DJ? You know what I'm saying?
No, he's a funny dude, man. He's got
funny.
He's got
like Chris Rock funny or like.
I feel like Chris Rock is in his own lane, but Daniel's funny, man. He jokes around like
or Seinfeld funny.
No, he just got his own style, and he's authentic, and and guys feed off of that. You see his personality really starts to bubble.
Okay, well, speaking of just personalities, I'm curious what stands out to you about your relationship with Brian Daboll. Obviously, you've had your own relationships before with other coaches too.
He's a guy that like really truly like empowers players. He wants their personality to show in the way that they play. If there's he'll extend freedom to the way that you do your job if you show consistency in your knowledge of the scheme, of your application of fundamentals. Like once he sees like you're consistent in that, like he allows you to have freedom in the way that you do certain things, run certain routes, and I love that about him. And he's somebody that's like, okay, like whatever sauce, whatever flavor you put on the game, like you go out and do that, show people who you are, and have fun, but also do that within the realm of the team. And I feel like that's what inspires guys, and that's why you see a season like last year that the Giants had.
So who do you feel like prior to coming here you had your best relationship coach-wise with?
I would say John Gruden, just because of there's so much to it. There's when they claimed me from the Ravens practice squad, it was nobody really wanted to touch me. My track record before that was suspensions from substance abuse, and anytime I was in games, I dropped more passes than I caught, pretty much. So they really took a chance on me and gave me an opportunity to succeed and step in and produce right away. And so I really felt like that was something that's like, I don't want to let this guy down. And it was just a lot of laughter, a lot of fun each and every day, a lot of energy, enjoy showing up to work. So I'll probably say Coach Gruden.
And you feel like you're getting that here as far as, in your new budding rapport with Dayball, and especially in terms of the plans for how he is going to utilize you. Although you've been, in the slot and you've been out wide before in terms of the versatility, but I'm curious, how much of that are you seeing that here? And is there anything different that you can underline as far as what you anticipate as far as how they're going to utilize you?
I definitely see the versatility here. They challenge me to do things that, things I've done in the past, but also things that I've never done before,
like?
Which is, there's different routes that have like different options and different choices on them. So it's more so about reacting as maybe like having a predetermined route when you get to the line of scrimmage. So in certain cases, there's some things like, okay, I've done that before, but sometimes it's like, oh, there's just some things that I have to learn. But I feel like I thrive with new challenges and new opportunities. So I've really enjoyed it. They really want to use me, maximize me, and I'm all about whatever load they want to give me on this team. I'm going to, take advantage of it.
So what pressure do you feel then to stretch the defense, as far as just opening up this passing game, especially when you think about it in terms of, the wide receiver core not having as many nationally known names, not that they're not good in their own right, but from that aspect as far as on you to really not just open it up as a tight end, but also as a, a wide receiver threat?
Yeah, I don't really feel pressure in that regard. I just feel like I just go out on the field and do what, God's given me the ability to do. And that's, make plays, make explosive plays, and do that consistently. And, I'm excited to do that. Like you said, the receivers have shown immense ability in training camp to go out there and make those explosive plays. So it's really going to be a mixture of guys that does it. I'm going to do my part, and whatever they ask from me, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. But other guys are definitely going to help shoulder that load as well.
So now that you're healthy, I read how you were just talking about that being healthy for the first time, coming into camp and all this other stuff. So what new heights can you achieve personally, if it's been in that 1,100 plus realm, for you from a receiving standpoint or whatever else? How you were talking about sauce earlier, like how might we see just a new level of Darren in New York?
There's it's very possible. I mean, the approaches I took into seasons like 19 and 20 were not necessarily like I need this number of catches, this number of yards, this number of touchdowns. It's like, how can I consistently, from a play-to-play basis, show up, present myself open to the quarterback, and make a play. And those things just stack up over time and create those seasons. And then you look back on those seasons that were 1,100 and you see, oh, man, I would have caught that. That would have been a 70-yard touchdown. Like, you see, like, okay, this could have been like 1,300, 1,400. So it's never really about the statistical goals for me. It's really more so about what I'm embodying every time I step on the field. And if I'm in that space and just present to the moment, I feel like I'm capable of great things.
It's okay to say I'm going to get 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. It's okay. You're with JoJo. It's okay. Okay. But look, obviously I just want to wrap up on a couple things here. You're in New York. It's a whole new town for you. I mean, what's been the coolest aspects about just being in this city that you can share? Don't worry, the coach is not going to watch this interview, so you can just go ahead and tell me.
For me, I'm more chill. So I have a view. I'm in Weehawken. And I have a view of like Midtown Manhattan from my balcony at my condo, and I love sitting out there and just chilling. And then
so you just sit on the balcony, that's it? Yeah,
kick it. I'll go somewhere. I'll go somewhere and eat with a couple guys on the team. But I don't really do a whole lot.
Okay, that's fine. And then I'm just curious. Lastly, what message do you have to send out there to people who, maybe just feel like the Giants last season, or maybe overperformed or what have you? And there's been so many, stars that have been gathered up on different teams. So what message do you have to send to the rest of the league about what the Giants are capable of this season?
I mean, the Giants are capable of great things. The Giants are capable of great balance from offense to defense throughout the team, from an offensive standpoint, running the football, passing the football. I mean, every chance we step on the field, we believe that we have a chance to win. We feel like we can win that game. So whatever that ends up looking like record-wise, it's tough to win in this league, but you're going to get a team that puts forth great effort, that's demanding greatness, and from there, I feel like we have a good chance to do whatever we want to do.